Annie, this land matter, it is now totally out of control. Totally out of control. On a daily basis. Even this morning on my way here, I received documents about what is happening in Unconscionable municipality. During the week, there were many reports. Now, victims themselves are speaking. You saw that report of people living in their home in cantonments, and then faceless people ordered bulldozers to bring down their building. Now they don't know who to go to. They are issuing statements. They have legal title. They have every right to be in residence. And yet their building has been brought down. I became so depressed, Annie, when a couple of days ago I was invited to see what GIS now has to do. School buses that should be ferrying students to and from school have now been used as a barricade, a temporary barricade. 3 buses to prevent faceless characters who are hell-bent on invading the GIS premises and taking portions of their land. Can you believe that? How did we get here? How did we get here? That now GIS, and you know GIS, the people who have the awards there, this is the most elite school in Ghana. And if GIS, they have children, students who parents are ministers, top ambassadors, diplomats, and all of that. And even GIS is under siege. They have to pack 3 buses. I put out the pictures yesterday. And they have permanent security now, 24/7. And whilst the buses are there, they have decided, they were okay with the trees, to promote flora and fauna. It's nice to keep the trees because it offers, shade, and then it serves also as a fence. Now, they are building a wall. They are going to take down all those trees. They want some fortification because of what happened on the 31st of August at 2 a.m. According to the principal, and I don't know if you've listened to him, he granted interviews during the week. Their security had to call for reinforcement at 2 a.m. Who takes over land at 2 a.m. if you have nothing to hide, if it's not a sinister agenda? 2 a.m., dawn invasion. And you see, Annie, this morning, again, I know Nana Komia will say, oh, he's exaggerating, he's trying to create a storm in a teacup. But you see, we must all stand up and fight for this republic, for a restoration of decency, of the rule of law, of right, of justice. The looting is out of hands. And you see the impunity with which, look, I was so disappointed when I heard a special Joy FM report. Their business editor, George Wiafe, had gone to speak to the governors earlier this week to get a reaction to the publication I put out here last week. And the governor told them, they reported this on Joy News, that, oh, what is wrong? Yes, I can confirm that I have also grabbed the lands. What is wrong? Others have done it. Others have been doing it. So there's nothing wrong. I'm going to keep the land. And that's what Joy FM reported. Can you believe that?
Yeah, so
no remorse, no sense of decency. And you see, this is somebody who is in charge of supervising other banks, making sure they follow ethics, they follow standards. Land at cantonments, a plot for 183,000 cedis. Does it sit well with your conscience? I mean, when the market value is $700,000, $800,000, you paid less than $11,000, and you say, "Oh, they ignore the MP. They have done nothing wrong. Others have done it." Hey.
But will you refuse an offer that's cheap?
Yes, I will.
It's an offer.
Because it's stealing, actually. Because once it is not even advertised, due process was not followed, and then I'm not paying market value, I will not go near. Because everything I own, I want to have the peace of mind to enjoy it. Okay. I want to enjoy it with good conscience. Because you see, if you look at the history of that land, the state acquired it in 1947. It has served us well all these years. President Kufuor used portions for the AU village when Ghana was preparing for the Ghana at 50 celebrations. It served us well. That's where heads of states went to reside and all of that.
If you're looking at it, these are the pictures of the GIS.
Yes, GIS. That's what is happening at
So
GIS.
they did this barricading?
Yes. Can you believe that? So the buses can't move. They can't take the children to school or back home. They are using it. If you go there right now, you see the 3 buses there. I mean, how did we get here? And I was talking about the fact that, look, these unconscionable transactions, the state loses revenue because you are not paying market value, and then the state also loses the land which has been acquired. And look, back to GIS. My usually unimpeachable sources, I checked at the Lands Commission. And you know the irony. You can do a 5-minute walk from GIS to the Lands Commission. You know that, very close. 5 minutes walk. The records at the Lands Commission shows that since the land was given to GIS by the state in 1987, I have checked, it's intact. 1987. So nobody has paid the Lands Commission. The state hasn't received any money. So whoever is trying to take over this land just wants it for free. Can you believe that? Just wants it for free.
You mean the land
I thought they said their lease.
No, I'm saying the person
lease was due and they renewed it.
Yes.
Okay.
And the point I'm making is that those who did the dawn invasion, the 2 a.m. invasion, the people trying to steal their land, they haven't gone to pay anything to Lands Commission.
All right.
But have you identified the people?
No, it's still a mystery. It's still a mystery. So I've checked since 1987 when they did their renewals and all of that.
So there's no record of any
payment now.
name that's made
Yes.
payments. Okay.
Yes. So why are they harassing the people? What has GIS done to deserve this? Those faceless elements. Why? And you see, let me come to the president's statements. And I don't know why these statements don't go through a clearinghouse. Why nobody advises this president when he's putting out statements. You are issuing a statement that ends by saying that you have made a formal complaint to the IGP to open investigations into the matter. Why do you prejudice the investigations? Why do you take a stand? Look, this is how the statement ends. It says, in light of the above, the office of the president has made a formal complaint to the Inspector General of Police to investigate the entire matter. Meanwhile, we call on the General Police to disregard as false any statements to the contrary. So you have made a formal complaint to the IGP. Now come to the preceding paragraphs. We wish to place on record the following. 1. The office of the president does not have any interest whatsoever in the piece of land in question. 2. No officer, agent, or assigned has been directed to secure and or interfere in any matter pertaining to GIS land within cantonments. Why do you make this categorical statement? This reminds me of the love letter, that romantic letter the president wrote to Cecilia Dapa after that scandal and said that you will be vindicated. Is anybody surprised that none of the investigative bodies could work? Because are you going to then contradict the president and expose the president? So who is advising the president? I mean, who drafts these statements, and why don't they go through a clearinghouse?
No.
Let me continue. Then the presidency continues.
Is that he wants clarity on
it says, the said Chief Superintendent Ibrahim Opoku of the VVIP unit of the Office of the President did his professional duty by handling over alleged encroachers and suspects to the Cantonment's police station when he chanced upon an altercation at the Cantonment's barrier on his way from work. Can you believe that? He just chanced upon at 2 a.m. Just chanced upon.
He was going home.
He was going home at 2 a.m. and just chanced upon. Meanwhile,
because of the shift.
So you are calling on the IGP
the
to
24-hour shift.
Let's not talk about the 24-hour economy now. You know.
The slogan you mean.
Annie.
Now I've sent the letter to
Annie, let me read to you and our viewers what the GIS account is. Mm-hmm. The GIS account contradicts what this Chief Superintendent Ibrahim Opoku may have told the president. Mm-hmm. Now, if you are going to call for investigation, that's what you have done. Mm-hmm. Why do you take sides, the sides of the Chief Superintendent? This is what the GIS statement says. On 29th August, so I'm just going straight to the relevant point because of time, it's quite a long statement. On 29th August 2024, there was an attempt by some unscrupulous people to deliver a quantity of blocks on part of the school land with the explanation that that section had been sold to an unknown individual. The school lodged a complaint at the Cantonment's police station. The police dispatched a rapid response team to assess the situation. At about 2 a.m. on Saturday, 31st August 2024, a tipper truck laden with sand drove to the gate of the property in an attempt to tip the sand onto the property. This was resisted by GIS security and the Cantonment's police, who had been called in. However, and listen to this, very relevant, but however, a plainclothes individual in a Toyota Camry car with registration number GC2397-21 insisted that the truck be allowed to enter the gate and tip the sand. So GIS is not talking about Chief Superintendent Ibrahim Opoku just chancing on the situation. Actively
giving details of how
protecting the people and instructing them, defying GIS, defying the Cantonment's police station, that they should allow them to go ahead to tip the sand. GIS continues. 2 persons in the tipper truck were picked up to the Cantonment's police station. Personnel of GIS were also invited to the station. The individual in the Toyota car also followed. He didn't continue home at 2 a.m. The statement, the president said he was only going home. The GIS statement continues. At the Cantonment's police station, he gave his name as Chief Superintendent Ibrahim Opoku of the VVIPU of the Office of the President. In the morning of Saturday, an excavator was brought on the site to excavate the land in preparation for construction of a fence wall. They continued. So this is what GIS is saying. They are eyewitness. Cantonment's police station, I have also done my own checks. You remember I even put out the details of this, his phone number, I put out the last 4 digits and all of that. I've seen what the police report is. Totally contradicts what this statement from the presidency is telling us. But you see, you say you have asked the IGP to investigate. Just leave the matters. Because GIS has their side. They were there. They saw Chief Superintendent Ibrahim Opoku actively protecting the people, instructing them to go ahead.
So, but let the point be made that this Ibrahim Opoku has been identified by the presidency.
Yes.
That
has been established. Yeah. Now it's been established. So that should tell you that these GIS people know what they are talking about. Yeah. They clearly identify the person. And if they have identified the person correctly, shouldn't we be giving them some credence?
Yeah,
because
the person identified himself.
But
in their
that he's from the office of the president.
Yeah, but before then they had identified him, his car number, and all of that.
I'm saying
and they say that
he gave them his identity.
Yes, yes. So the fundamental point is that You are calling for investigations. Why prejudice the investigations? Why say that Chief Inspector Ibrahim Opoku, you only chanced on an altercation, when the GIS statement does not say so? When the police dispatched from the Cantonment's police station are talking about something different that happened. So you see, these statements that the presidency has been issuing, that is why this he's the only president in the history of our country who has been nicknamed clearing agent. It's because of these things.
Okay.